Hey guys, welcome back to my vlog channel. Welcome back to a brand new daily vlog. I thought I would pick up the camera today because I'm heading off to London for an event with Delonghi. I'm so flipping excited to be doing something coffee related today. You guys know I'm obsessed, I'm addicted. I don't actually own a Delonghi machine myself, my brother does, but I spent a good portion of like the last couple of years enjoying Delonghi coffee. You guys know I also love my Nespresso machine, which I probably shouldn't say like outwardly on here when I'm about to go to a Delonghi event, but I'm so excited for firstly just going to an event again. Like this week has been quite slow. I decided to kind of keep it that way. Last week was kind of the same. I just needed some time, like I'm not even gonna say some time off, I needed some time to catch up on life and just sort my life out, life admin, behind the scenes. I'm finding it really hard at the moment to vlog when I'm at home, because if I'm out doing events I feel like I can make the vlog super interesting, but when I'm at home a lot of it is just me sat on my laptop and kind of doing and working on things which I can't talk about yet. All in due time, I promise. I know I teased this before on my recent Q&A that I did in the car with the Starbucks. I'll pop it in the suggested if you missed it. But yeah, things are coming together again. Super exciting stuff, but I just need to be like, I need to be getting it together before I can talk about it and kind of announce what I've been doing. It's more than one thing, so it's kind of like a bit all over the place, and because one thing is taking a lot longer than I thought, everything else has kind of been delayed, and I kind of expected it to be that way anyway, just because of the nature of this industry and what I do, and ironing out things, sorting stuff out, and yeah, just learning new stuff and learning new processes, if that is a hint in any shape or form, I don't know. But I'm so looking forward to today. I'm going to be with Charlotte as well. Me and Charlotte are working on some very exciting stuff together as well, and yeah, just plans are coming together as per, but I don't know how much we'll be able to kind of share what we're doing. I mean, a lot of it is sort of podcast related, and with that kind of in mind, I don't really know, like I don't know what I can say or how or when I'm going to kind of address everything, but all in due time, I promise. It's coming together behind the scenes. I've also been working so hard on just like mindset, and yeah, during this micro retrograde period, you guys know it's just best to take things slower, be very reflective, kind of look at things that you're kind of already doing, things that need finishing, tasks that need finishing, focusing on those things, never starting something new. So that is what I've been doing. I've been trying to get tasks done and just sorting my life out, making sort of bigger decisions, and yeah, it's all, I feel like very cryptic right now, and I do apologise, but it will make more sense as the weeks go on. Hopefully I can share more soon. Things that are coming up, like events and stuff coming up that are going to be very related to what we do and our work as creatives. So obviously you guys are going to be brought along for that stuff as well, but I just wanted to intro the vlog, say hello. Sorry for being cryptic, sorry for not kind of explaining what I'm doing and what I'm up to. Yeah, pretty much that's it for now. I need to go and head to the train station and get a groove on. I had a few things on this morning, so it's a bit of a later start today, so I think I'm going to get the 12:30 train in, do some work on the train, which I kind of is my guilty pleasure. Is that weird? I don't know. I find I get loads of stuff done on the train when I get a seat, so I'll be doing that. I'll be kind of do my little hustle, get a podcast in. Yeah, I've been listening to like so many new podcasts because I feel like there's so many emerging on the scene, which is great. So I've been listening to lots of new stuff. I'll actually link some of my faves below, but yeah, I feel like that's everything for now. I'll see you when I get to London. Hopefully I can intro you with Charlotte. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait to see her. It's been a good few weeks since I last saw her, I think. Yeah, at least like 2 or 3 weeks, which is crazy. I don't know where the weekends go or like the weeks go. I feel like we've had so many bank holidays. There's so many things going on. But then in the same breath, I feel like I haven't done that much, which is a total lie because every weekend seems to be busy. So I don't know. I don't really know what I'm saying, but hope you enjoyed this video. If you found me through, I don't know, another mean, you've literally stumbled across this video, make sure you subscribe, because my vlogs I think are so varied and I do a lot of travel stuff. So yeah, if you enjoyed that type of vibe, if you want to get to know me, definitely give me a follow on here, subscribe here, and also check me out on Instagram. I'm also going to plug my podcast, I think, because why the hell not? I know I haven't got a new series out just yet, but there will be some stuff coming soon, I promise. I'm going to sort my life out. So check out my podcast, Staying Sweet. I've got 44 episodes on there, guys, which should give you enough stuff to get through. And yeah, weirdly lately I've been getting so many messages from people saying that they've stumbled across my podcast. So it's obviously finding the right people, which is great. Now that Spotify has a new algorithm, we love to see it. Thank you so much, Spotify, for helping small, I was going to say small, but smaller creators. I'm no Stephen Bartlett, but yeah, I'm really happy that they're actually pushing out smaller creators. So with that being said, check out the podcast, check out my Instagram, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in London, guys. Hello guys, I am joined with Charlotte. I'm actually just like peeking behind my little Zizzi ambassador. She is a Zizzi ambassador. We are just catching up at Zizzi's for, I would call this a meeting, would you? Yeah, a meeting, a late lunch meeting, catch up. We haven't seen each other properly in ages.
We've bumped into each other, but not like kind of sit down.
I mean, and now you're TikTok famous.
Yeah, like you can't really walk the streets much. You have to come to Zizzi at like an unpopular time just so you don't get stopped.
Oh my gosh, so basically, for context, Charlotte posted a TikTok of her at pottery, not social pottery, but you had a bit of a pottery fail, didn't you?
Yeah, and I just thought, instead of being sat at home embarrassed by it, I might as well share it with the whole world on the internet.
Yeah, and everyone seemed to love it, which is great.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are just having a little chit chat and a catch up because we've got the Delonghi event shortly. We're ravenous and we're going to have lots of new food, which, guys, I didn't know this, but you knew this because you're a little Zizzi ambassador. The menu's changed slightly. So what is this, a summer menu?
Yeah, I think it's like spring, summer, and there's just so many new bits in there.
Oh my god.
There's like 8 desserts.
Oh my gosh, like we don't need any more options.
Yeah, I know. I'm such a indecisive person, so to have too many options like this is not ideal. That's why I've just closed my thing and just
She's like, I'm not looking anymore. I'm not looking.
So I just changed.
Also as well, can we just appreciate your glow?
Am I really good?
Yeah, no, seriously, because when I saw you approaching, I was like, oh my gosh, right, I'm going to zoom in and pan if you don't mind. So what are you wearing on your cheeks?
It's this Revolution like cream, I think it might be a multi-use balm, I think it's called.
Oh.
I use it on my cheeks and my lips.
Yeah.
Obviously your eyes and shit as well.
Because I've not seen you use blush before like that, and it looks incredible. Like you're honestly glowing, and you just sort of wandered over to me, and you just were glowing, and I had to mention it because it's just adorable. And I do like a cream blush. Very, very happy. So yeah, I think we know what we're going to order. Hopefully, if I put my camera down now, that'll come over and we can take the order. But I will show you everything that we get in a minute, or whenever it arrives. Not in a minute. Who do I think I am? Okay guys, the food has arrived. Well, our starters at least.
That came like instantly.
That came so
like,
quick.
In a minute, basically it was a minute.
Click your fingers. And oh my gosh guys, it's arrived. So we've got some arancini and balls.
Do you want one?
Are they veggie? Oh my god, no way. I may try one. You can have some on my bruschetta because look how huge it is. And then we've got these, which Charlotte tells me are on the house. Delicious, amazing. And then our raspberry and mint coolers, which look so refreshing. So we're going to tuck into those now. Cheers, my dears. Cheers, babes. Oh yeah, you've got your little like Hey guys, so we're at the Delonghi event. We've got our cocktails, our cold brew cocktails.
They're delicious. We got the margarita one first, and it was amazing.
Amazing.
Trying this one that's, is it rum?
Rum, and it's like tropical punchy vibes.
Sorry,
It's alright. Gotta get the ice in the video.
I'm loving that camera. I'm seeing
Thank you.
So, the UK domestic market in coffee is worth 176 million, so it's absolutely enormous. And it's grown 46 million since 2020. so pre-pandemic. So as the world's changing, I'm sure a lot of you kind of work from home or have kind of a hybrid working life. People aren't going to your Pretz anymore necessarily or your Starbucks. They want that quality coffee made at home for them with their vanilla syrup and their oat milk. And the key kind of two categories that we're seeing grow are the bean to cup categories. That's where you're putting fresh coffee beans into your coffee machine and you're getting that delicious espresso out. And we're seeing growth of 12% year to date. And why are we important in this space? So Delonghi is the #1 brand in the bean to cup coffee category. So we have 40% market share and we're 29% bigger than our next competitor. So we're really at the forefront of bringing innovation into consumers' homes and just delivering them a great coffee experience. So why cold brew, especially in the UK where it's freezing most of the time? But as you'll see, and I think increasingly it's happening, in the coffee shops where the UK culture, especially around coffee, is very much driven by the coffee shops we've got. And you'll see the likes of Starbucks especially always bringing out new kind of fandango things. And cold coffee is increasingly on the menu. In fact, 2/3 of coffee shop menus now are cold coffee drinks. And increasingly the UK consumers preferring a cold coffee over a hot. So in this instance it's 14%, so relatively small. But what we're seeing is that there's a massive interest in coffee. And why are people drinking the cold coffee? They find that it's a mood booster, it is more refreshing, and they want to try something different. So as the UK is becoming increasingly interested in the coffee culture, they want a little bit more versatility. It's getting a little bit more like wine. You know, people are really interested in what coffee beans they're drinking, what the extraction looks like. So it's becoming increasingly popular. And that's why we looked at cold brew. So actually it was first kind of found by some of the people at the Italian HQ when they were on a trip to Sydney, which makes sense because obviously they've always got brilliant weather, and you're not necessarily wanting your hot oat cappuccino on a sunny day in Sydney. You're looking for maybe a cold drink alternative. So cold brew was big out there, so we thought, why not make it big in the UK too? So there's quite a good awareness of cold brew coffee, so 50% of people are aware of it, 20% have tried it, but there's a massive interest in trying it and looking for something else. But what is it? Any takers? I've explained a little bit today, so all Michael knows. Any ideas on iced coffee versus cold brew?
Extract really quick. So I want to talk a bit more about what a barista would do in a shop, all right? Because I'm not teaching all lots of cakes, but I don't know if people know the whole process of how it goes, right? All right, first of all, we start with the bean. Yeah, this straight away determines what our coffee's going to end up like. We talked about this before, right? People always think that, all right, this coffee tastes rubbish because the machine's done it or so on, but actually the bean carries origins, okay? So that's where it's actually been grown from, it helps with the coffee. So we start with that. So your barista starts with this one. And then what he'll do is he'll put it through a grinder, you grind it down to a certain level. Then he's going to put it through a filter, okay? So these are two filters that this one comes with. We've got a single shot, we've got a double shot filter. Coffee shops sometimes run a filter between around about 18 to 22 grams. This is going to be a 20 gram shot for the double and a 12 gram for a single. Now he's going to use a single wall basket compared to a double wall basket. Anyone know the difference? Nod if you do, and shake your head if you don't. Alright, that's fine, okay. So he's going to use this single wall basket. That means he's going to have to start doing a bit of magic. What that magic means is that he's going to grind the coffee correctly, he's then going to tamp it down to a perfect amount, and that's going to give him really good pressure. That pressure is going to come through at a certain extraction time to make your perfect espresso, which makes your perfect flat white. All dead easy, right? There's a lot that goes into that. So let's do what he's going to do. I put my coffee straight into here. I've got my single wall basket that's on there. I'm going to then place this into the actual holder, and this is then going to then grind down, okay? In the coffee shop you would grind that, then you would tamp it. I don't have a separate tamp on this one. I actually have then a smart tamp. The smart tamp means I can then pull pressure down. So this is the same amount of pressure every single time we do this. I take this across and then move it over onto the coffee outlet. Okay, this is what he does in this coffee shop. And now when that barista presses that button on there, he's going to time that coffee. I hope he's going to time that coffee. How long is it going to be for that coffee to come out?
25, 30 seconds.
25 seconds, right? So I want it to come out for about 25, 30 seconds, depending on the bean and so on. But what also is going to help is I need this pressure guide. this pressure guide on here is going to go anywhere between 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock, telling me I've got the perfect shot. Right? Now this machine will allow you to do an espresso, and then it'll do a long black, a coffee, so we've got different black coffees on here. Now when we want a flat white, for example, that's when we have this part. We then do our manual frothing, and we then make our textured milk to make it happen. And if we can't do that, and if we're rubbish at frothing, that's when we have this milk carafe. We place this milk carafe on the actual machine, and then we turn the dial, and it'll do our frothing for us. We're not really bothered about that now, because we know how to make an espresso. What we are bothered about is the fact that we want to make a cold brew. So this particular one has cold brew, and it also has espresso cool. So what's cold brew going to do? So when I press on here now, this is now going to bypass the heating element. It is going to do a pumping action, so it will do a drip. Now when cold brew is launched, there is different kinds of cold brew. There is immersion and there's drip cold brew. Okay, one of them takes 12 to 18 hours, the other one can take 3.5 hours to 5 hours to do. So this particular one now, I put a single shot basket in here, but if I was to use this double shot, this would probably make a double shot within 3 minutes. Okay, and then you're drinking cold brew with something, with tonic, with flavouring. However, on this cold brew setting, this is good just to drink straight out. And that's because now I've released the sweetness out of here, I've lowered the acidity, I've lowered the bitterness, and actually I don't really need much pressure on there as well. Now one other thing, we've got espresso cool. So espresso cool, that one does, is we've now got pressurized chambers, or pressurized filters. Now there's a reason for this. Pressurized filters were created to help people who can't do what the barista does, and when the grinding and the tamping all goes wrong, this kind of holds your hand. However, to make a cold or an espresso cool, you need to use the dual wall basket. This will create resistance. This will create 9 bar pressure. This will then give a little crema on top of the coffee, making it a cool espresso. That is great for then mixing with something. So if you mix it with a cocktail, or if you just want a very stronger hit of iced coffee. But if you can see on here, we've got a nice little drip going on. Always serve it over ice. If you try it without, it's an ambient temperature. So if your water's at 20 degrees, this is going to be 20 degrees. So it is at ambient, so you would always serve it over ice on here. The fact we were talking earlier on before is that sometimes you just don't know when you want a cold brew, right? Where actually now I'm going to do this in under a couple of minutes. The fact is, straight after this, if I wanted to then make an espresso or a flat white, I could do. That's what I love about this machine. So no matter what drink you wanted in this room, be it an iced coffee, a cortado, an over iced coffee, this machine will do it. But you know what? I'm a purist. I then time this, I then weigh everything, I do ratios, I spend a lot of time making coffees. And for that reason then, that's why Maria's here. Because Maria's just going to press a button.
Okay, right, so everything that Michael said, you don't have to do with this, okay? So this is a little bit of Easy Street. So this is a fully automatic bean to cup coffee machine. So this one here, pump with grinder, you're the barista at home. This is a coffee made by you. You put your love, your passion, everything into it. This is a coffee made for you. I just look at the picture, I like it, I press it, it does it for me. I love that because I want to drink my coffee, not necessarily spend a lot of time making it and how many grams should it be and how long shall I extract it. This is the coffee machine for me, it suits my lifestyle. This is the Elatta Explore with the cold brew. So Michael talked about the cold brew technology, how it uses the ambient temperature from the water tank, bypasses our thermoblock, the heating system, and it pulses the cold brew through. So we always put ice in our glass, because normally when you make a cold brew it sits in the fridge because it takes so long. So if you don't put ice in, it feels like a lukewarm cup of coffee, which we don't want, we like ice. So we go with that. So before I press the button and make it, because obviously I don't have to do very much, I literally have a finger and press. I want to tell you, obviously it's going to make all the hot coffees, but this machine comes with 2 carafes. So these are the carafes. We have the one with the black lid that will make all the lovely hot coffees. The carafe will hold your dairy milk, your plant-based milk, and it's got a little dial at the top. big foam cappuccino, medium foam latte, and then there's just no foam at all. And it cleans itself. I'm all for making life easy for myself. And then we've got this carafe, which is already inserted, and that's for the cold coffees, our iced coffees. And what this does is actually creates cold foamed milk. And it's perfect for your dairy and also plant-based. So in this one, I've actually got the oat milk here. So, and it foams oat milk really well as well. So again, we say cold because your milk is normally cold, it comes from the fridge. So it's the same temperature of the milk that you just got out of the fridge, okay? So also, there's like 50 recipes. Now, I'm not going to scroll through 50 recipes, you would have fallen asleep, but not with coffee. So basically, just to avoid trying to find the coffee you want, we have these things called clusters. So if you want a hot coffee, you press the hot cluster, all the hot coffees come out. If you want a cold coffee, you press the cold cluster, all the cold drinks come out. Now, I want to point out about the cold coffees in this cluster. You have the cold brew, which is that wonderful technology where it pulses the coffee through in under 3 minutes. But it also has the iced coffees, where we talked about a hot coffee over ice. So you've got both choices. You can make either or, whichever one you prefer. We're going to go with cold brew because I kind of get a feeling cold brew is what we're talking about. So we're going to go with the cold brew. I've got my drink filled with ice. And the nice thing is this machine actually tells you how many ice cubes to use. Comes with its own little ice cube tray, everything you could possibly want. So I'm going to do cold cluster, and then where it says cold brew, that's the drink you want. If it doesn't say cold brew, it's a coffee over ice. So the first one I'm going to do is actually cold brew latte. So I've got my foam set latte. I'm just going to press the picture. It is that easy. It's going to ask me original flavour intense. We're going to go with original. Next, tells me how many ice cubes. If you're using Delonghi ice cubes, it's 6. If you're using these monster ice cubes, it's 3. So we're going to go with brew. And there we go. So it's reminding me, there's a picture there to remind me where to set the dial, because it knows I'm only human, I haven't had my coffee yet, so you need reminding. And what it's going to do is, it's going to draw up the cold milk, so this is oat milk by the way, and it's going to foam it through, I'm going to tell you, you're going to forget, it's called the Venturi system. So it foams the milk. And it really is special because you don't usually get cold. Normally in iced coffee you just pour the milk over, you don't get any foam. Grinding the beans, freshly ground every time, touch of one button, you get the milk and the coffee. So I didn't do all that. Because obviously I'm just here to drink it. And what it's doing now, it's going to pulse the coffee through. Ambient temperature from the water tank, bypasses the heating system, pulses it through, and in under 3 minutes you get a really beautiful foamed cold brew latte. And what I love about our glasses is you can actually see the drink and you can see the beautiful colouring of it. And any questions? I mean, it's so easy, I didn't have any of that to talk about. It's literally find the picture, you like the picture, put a glass into. Oh, by the way, this is all. You can also connect your app to it. So you download an app on your phone, and you fancy a coffee. You're sitting in bed or in the lounge, and you want a coffee on your app. And also helps you to personalise your drink. So personalisation is really important for Delonghi. We like your coffee your way. So you know you like your cappuccino a certain way, you like your flat white a certain way. There's 4 profiles. You enter your own profile. I've already created Maria's profile in there, and just have your coffee the way you want. It's very, very easy to use.
2 types of people. One person who actually put some effort into it, which I did all this morning for about an hour, and then Maria just rocks up, presses the button. It really is about how kind of dirty you want to get in weighing everything and tamping and everything like that. Total control. So. Or the fact that you still have control on this. Alright. Or you just press a button, but like we said, 51 recipes that you've got, that will come through that machine as well.
Who will drink all of that?
I probably have a go. I'm working through mine. Don't worry about that.
And how do we clean? So quick. You know we don't like any work. Catching any drips, turn the dial all the way to clean. It's drawing water from the tank and it's sterilising when milk has travelled. So you don't even have to get your marigolds out. It's that easy. And once you've done it, if you don't want to make any more drinks, take that out in the fridge. Because that's cold, it's ready to make more drinks.
Any questions?
Who delivers the drink when you order it through the app?
See, I've tried that one with the wife, and